Senkara, I'm going to have to keep a good eye on you from now on. Aw. Just in case the legend comes true. It was just a story. Sayuri, there's probably a bigger chance that something bad will happen to you first, given how clumsy you are. Oof! Got him. Hey! We all share a laugh with Sayuri joining in after a moment of pouting. How do you do? Guys, this has been so enjoyable. No, we should have brought a movie. It's fun to scare your friends with silly pranks, and dressing up is also a lot of fun. Although, I don't really like horror that much. It's just so scary to think what could be out there. Stop being a chicken, Sayuri. Chicken? Did you just call me chicken? You yellow-bellied lily-livered menace to society? I don't know where I was going with that. Hey, you're the one who got scared by Monica earlier. Yeah, you chicken. All the girls laugh at my expense as I let out a groan. Ugh. She's never gonna let me live this one down. Touché. On guard. Repose. Anyway, it's ghost story time, right? I don't really know many ghost stories, to be honest. Sorry. But I looked on the internet to find some. Most were super long, like this one about a... what was it? ... Some kind of sleep experiment? Ah, yes, the Russian sleep experiment, of course. Sayuri, you're rambling. Oops. Sorry, I'm new to telling scary stories. I'm curious, though, guys. What sights or sounds scare you? None. I'll be honest with you. Silence scares me. Especially after I've read a gripping horror story. Fair enough, I guess, but... Is it just me who finds reverse music really creepy? Everyone finds that creepy, don't you worry. My piano teacher showed me a few reverse pieces once. It felt wrong to listen to. The devil's music. Especially when there's vocals. You start hearing things that aren't there. Sometimes they are there because the song was originally reversed. I don't know. Come on, Natsuki, there has to be something out there that creeps you out. Not really. No? I don't think so. What creeps me out? Nothing, really. I mean, I don't really get scared anymore. It's not really a thing. I mean, I say things are spooky, like, woo, and I love a good horror, but, like, I don't actually get scared or creeped out. Nothing keeps me up at night. You'll just laugh. No, we won't. No, we won't. She's right, Natsuki. We've all shared what is it? Natsuki averts her eyes, talking to the floor. No, pat pat. The noises that children's toys make? Fair fucking enough. Yup, that's the one. Moving dolls, creepy kids. My girl's got it. She knows what's up. Nope, that's understandable. It's like when I'm home alone and I think of, like, a Jack-in-the-Box playing itself. That's horrifying. That's some friggin' Emily wants to play shit right there. No, I completely understand, Natsuki. You've said the creepiest thing out of all of them, okay? It'd creep you guys out too. Oh, for sure. Nah, I'm with you, yeah. I've always found anything to do with children scary, especially in the dark. Not like having children, just FYI, but ghost kids, though. Man, no thank you. The sound of babies crying, for example, ugh, that's the one. Just imagine when I have kids and then my baby will be crying and I'll be like, ah! Middle of the night. Normally it's annoying, but if I heard it in the dark and there was no one else around, yeah, I shiver. Well, it's fitting that you mentioned that, Senkara. Don't you remember the argument we had on Halloween back when you were like 10? Nani? No. Sayuri, where is this going? We were both on our way to a Halloween party. It was pretty quiet out, so you could hear everything. I heard the sound of a baby crying, but it wasn't coming from inside anyone's house or anything. I'm sure it must have been. There weren't many people on the streets either, and it definitely wasn't one of them. It was coming from down a dark alleyway. Probably from the house that was the alleyway made. Well, you know, the building. A chill runs down my spine as I remember exactly what incident she's talking about. I remember I wanted to go out and investigate. Why? Why would you do that? I was scared it was a toddler in danger. In a dark alleyway. But you didn't let me. You were too chicken to. I wasn't chicken. I was looking after you. Don't want you to get attacked by creepy babies. Hey. Okay. We were just in a rush. But anyway, pretty creepy, right? I guess I can kinda see what you mean about babies crying being creepy. I was a bit scared myself. I would hope so. Looking back, I'm glad you convinced me not to go. Guess being a wimp has its perks, huh? I'm no wimp. I wouldn't go either, but not if Sayuri was there. If I was on my own, I might, because, you know, crying babies on their own is probably not good, and I'm pretty logical. I would be spooked, but I would go. But I wouldn't risk Sayuri, though. I wouldn't let her go. Yuri, Sayuri, and Natsuki all laugh. Ha ha ha! Monica, however, looks like she's been slapped in the face. Why is that? Guys, do you not realize how lucky you were? No, I don't. Eh? You guys have no idea. What? Sayuri, did anything seem a bit off about the baby's cry? Sayuri scrunches up her face in an attempt to recall. Now I'm spooked. Ah, scary ghost babies, how could I forget? Hold on, I need to blow my nose. I'll bring the tissues back this time. Sayuri scrunches up her face in an attempt to recall. No, not really. Well, it did sound a bit repetitive, though. That's the worst! Like the cries didn't change much? Monica's voice shakes as she replies. Oh, don't be such a baby. Guys, that's what serial killers do, to lure out young women. See, that's exactly why I wouldn't let Sayuri go. Because of that sort of thing. I'm no young woman, though. I would have been able to handle it. But I would have listened, though. I would have been like, is that a real baby? No. Bye. But yeah, no, that's why I wouldn't let Sayuri go up. Not because I'm scared, but because I don't want Sayuri to get killed by a ghost baby. Or a serial killer. I can't help but burst out laughing. What, pretend to be babies? Yeah. Yeah? Makes sense? What? Come on, Monica, you had me going for a second there, but you kind of ruined the punchline. Oh, but yeah. I mean, I was looking forward to something spookalicious, but a serial killer? These serial killers you can fight. I can handle a serial killer. But a ghost baby? You cannot fight ghost babies. They're ghosts. And babies. She looks straight into my eyes. No, Senkara. They record a clip of a baby's cries and, hide the speaker in a dark place. That makes more sense. Still, ghost baby. They prey on women's maternal instincts because they know they're attracted to the sounds of infants in distress. The laughter dies on my lips as a cold, sickening silence takes its place. Oh my golly goodness. That's why the cries didn't sound natural. They just recorded a small segment and replayed it over and over. I would have picked that up pretty quick and been like, that's not real. No. It all makes sense now. The unnatural cries in the dark alleyway. A meticulous, calculated effort to ensnare an unsuspecting victim. Wait, hang on. Did Miss Kasumi go missing around that time? Oh my gosh! Miss Kasumi used to teach Sayuri and I a long time ago. What happened to her exactly? Sayuri shrugs. We were told she moved away suddenly to work in a different part of the country, right? People used to spread really scary, horrible rumors about what happened to her, but they don't really make sense. Hang on. She had a child of her own that year, didn't she? Oh my gosh, she did! And my parents wouldn't really discuss her whenever I asked. They were super dismissive about the whole thing. I always wondered why. Oh my goodness. Wait, you guys actually believe that? Everybody looks at Natsuki shocked. Oh, come on. There's no way you guys almost walked into a trap. Isn't there a way, though? Besides, that's just an urban legend. What happened to their teacher, then? She moved away. She just disappeared and Senkara's parents refused to talk about it? I mean, that's a little weird, yeah. The refusing to talk about it, I mean, that's typical anime somebody got murdered trope, isn't it? I don't know about you, but that seems pretty convenient for this story. Well, maybe some things are better left unanswered, huh? Although I do hope Sayuri and I are just misremembering. Well, on that cheerful note, how about we move on to the next story? I'd like to nominate Natsuki. My story? Natsuki, do you not have one? Hey, I never said that. I do, but it's just, I got it off the internet. As expected, yes. I don't like horror. So if it's bad, it's not my fault, okay? Natsuki clears her throat. If it involves creepy babies, well then it'll be bad enough. Anyway, it's about these two people named Aoi Aoi, aoi. I know how to speak Japanese. What am I doing? And Nariko. Basically, there was a rumor going around their high school about people seen going in and out of abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Most people thought they were just drug dealers, but some swore by the fact that the house was being used by a cult of some sort. Nice. Aoi? Why can I not say that word? Aoi. Aoi. And Nariko. I'm just gonna call it Asahina. Asahina and Nariko were pretty outgoing and adventurous, so they decided one night to check the place out. This sounds awfully familiar. They get to the house and it's pitch black out. Luckily, Asahina brought flashlights for the two of them. Is this Jeff the Killer? Or something? It is, isn't it? That's how that went. No, not quite. Nariko, on the other hand, brought a knife with her just in case they ran into any trouble. Good thinking. They go inside and the place reeks. We're talking Senkara's room level of stink. Hey! My room smells like a rose garden. It doesn't smell bad. Hey! Everybody bursts out laughing. Was that really necessary? Sorry, I had to. Anyway, you've never even been in my room. What do you want? They look around for a bit and they find the door to the basement, the stairs to the second floor, things like that. Finally, they go into the kitchen and find the source of the smell. There's some weed on the table. Oh yeah? You trying to say do weed? And it looks to be recently used. This confirms Asahina's suspicions that there's just a drug dealer and she wants to leave. Nariko, on the other hand, wants to snoop, get it, cause Snoop Dogg, around for a bit. They get into the argument with each other, with Nariko calling Asahina a coward because she thinks she wants to leave since she's afraid of all the rumors. Then Nariko goes, yeah, well, if you're not afraid, then go down into the basement. Asahina gladly accepts and walks over to the basement door. As soon as she opens it, she feels the sharp pain in her back, and before she can react, she gets pushed down the stairs. That's a little spookalicious. She tumbles down the stairs, and once she hits the bottom, she realizes she can't feel her legs. Her vision is blurred, but she can barely make out the figure standing atop the stairs with a knife. The last thing Asahina hears before she passes out is Nariko's footsteps as she descends down the stairwell. An old grizzled voice say, "This one will do nicely." Neat. The very next day, Nariko and Asahina call in sick. It's kind of a shame, really, because they miss out on all the talk about how someone heard a strange animal-like growls coming from the old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. So, yeah, I hope you liked it or whatever. What happened to Nariko and Asahina at the end? Yeah, I'm confused. They didn't die, did they? Probably. Heh, use your imagination. Nice story, Natsuki. Cults usually provide a good fodder for horror stories. Indeed, I've read quite a few novels involving cults. Doesn't fucking Portrait of Markov involve something like that? Something similar, yes. Speaking of Yuri and horror stories, how about you go next, Yuri? Goodness me, how long is this night going on for? I just wanted to come cuddle with Natsuki. What's the deal? Me? Alright then. Give it your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. You're walking alone one pale autumnal night. The moon is graceful, casting her light down below like snowdrops. As you continue down your path, something shambles behind you. You turn around to look for what it might be, but all you see is a cluster of leaves rustled by the pale air. Slowly returning, you notice the lights in every house around you going out, then flickering before fully extinguishing. With tentative steps, you advance towards one of them to investigate. Just as you're about to reach the window, you hear something snapping behind you. A broken twig is all that remains. Uncertainty floating around inside your head, you unconsciously start walking faster away from the suburbs. Eventually, you find solace in silence, the only sound being your heartbeat. It's quiet. Nothing bad seems to happen now. In fact, nothing at all seems to be happening. Confused, you look around and see that you're in front of your house on the street. No one is stirring, nor are there any lights. Gently pacing towards your house, you go through the door. The lights are on, the television is on, but no one in sight. This is unusual. You were expecting your parents to be home tonight. Had they gone without telling you? No, that couldn't be it. They always let you know where they'll be. You pull out your phone and open up your contacts to give them a call. However, no one is registered in there anymore. Spooky! I got a new phone though, so not surprising. No matter how hard you try to remember, you can't call out to them. Suddenly, there is a heavy knock on the door. You peer through the keyhole, but see no one. Another knock. Another. You cautiously open the door, but there's still no one there. No one anywhere. How did this happen? Why are you alone in this piercing silence? Silence so loud it fills the air. You do not know, and there isn't any way for you to find out. That's it? What a dumb story. Nothing even happened. Where were the scary monsters and stuff? There is no greater fear than the unknown, Natsuki. Sharp claws can be prepared for. It's true. Enigmatic silence cannot, but you know what else cannot? Ghost babies. That is why ghost babies are the scariest things ever, because they're ghosts and they're babies and you can't stop them. What's more fearful? Ghost babies. Something you know is coming for you, or feeling safe when you're in fact not. Ghost babies. Knowing that ghost babies are coming for me is much scarier than the unknown. Ghost children, in general, not just babies. Ghost babies, ghost babies, ghost babies, ghost babies, ghost babies. Yep. ... Quite a somber note to end your story on, Yuri. Well, yes, it is a horror story. We can always count on you for a good horror tale, huh? Anyway, I'll go next. Although, a scary story. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've come up with a ghost story before. I haven't read too many horror stories either. Well, I guess that isn't a surprise. Just make one up then. It'll be fun. No, it'll be terrible. Well, I can't say I've tried that before. Are you trying to get out of telling a story? Yes. Oh, it's much better. Oh my goodness. Again, I'm not sick. This just happens when I record. I don't know why. Speaking too much makes my nose go funny. Are you trying to get out of telling a story? Oh my gosh. Of course not. Now that I think about it, there is one I've heard of. Is there now? Scary babies? Monika's expression turned serious. The mood in the room turned serious. She uses the same intensity she did when she read her poems, and everyone quiets down. So shut up. A number of years ago, Tanabata had come along as it does every year. What the hell's a Tanabata? It's the story of a little ghost, of a lost little girl. Great! Ghost girls, even worse than ghost babies. Where am I? She cried. She cried and cried, hoping desperately she could find someone to help her. But the little girl was alone. Nobody could hear her. But just as all hope seemed lost, she heard a voice. Isn't the night wonderful? The girl looked up. Where before there was nobody, there is now a man in an elegant yukata. He wore what looked like a no mask, but it was completely blank. Interesting. No mask. What's a no mask? Hold on, I'm googling it. Is that like no face? No mask. Oh, one of those creepy fucks, right. Woo! Hate those are the worst things. But a blank one is probably less scary than these things. Jeez, Google it for yourselves, guys. Behind the Mayan stood a tall stall. Masks and lanterns of all sorts hanging from it. This sounds awfully familiar. How rude of me, the man admonished himself. Welcome, dear customer. Your heart seems unhappy. Why not take a look at my wares, the man said as he gestured to the mask behind him. Please, take one that will bring a smile to your face. This is why commas are important. Take one that will bring a smile to your face. 1-1 was a racehorse. 2-2 was 1-2. 1-1-1-1 race. And 2-2-1-1-2. Anyway, the girl looked at the masks. There were ones that looked frightening, ones that looked strange, ones that looked exotic, and many others. What about your mask, mister? The girl asked. Oh, don't ask about that. I'm sorry, this mask is very special. It's not for sale. The girl looked sad. I like that mask. It looks really cool. No, it doesn't. It's horrifying. The man laughed softly. It's been called many things, but this is perhaps the first time it's been called cool. Kudu, kuda, kudisto. Would you like a fruit? The man asked, picking one from the tree behind him. They're sweet and delicious. The girl reached to take it, but the man pulled his hand back. Could you not? They're not for children. Well then, why would you? The girl was confused. But just tonight it should be fine, he said as he offered his hand once again. Okay. In the festival of the night, children can become adults, and adults become children. Is that true? Asked the girl, and the man assured her it was. The girl took the fruit and bit into it. It was unlike anything she had tasted before. It was almost overwhelming, but the flavor was wonderful. It's good, the girl said happily. The man laughed again. I'm glad you think so. There's plenty, so please eat all you like. As she ate, the man took down a mask. What about this one? The girl took the mask. It looks like me, but she looks like a princess, the girl said in awe. Aww. Do you like it? Please take it. But what about money? Asked the girl. I don't need money. Instead, I would like to be friends. Is that okay? No! No, it is not. That is not okay at all. Of course, the girl agreed. From now on, we're friends. I'm glad, the man said with gratitude. Why not put on your mask? Don't do it. Don't put on the mask. The girl did so. Ah, shit. She was overcome with a strange feeling. Why is it? She asked. Ah, at last. Long have I dreamt for this moment. My dear, my Eve, my only friend. Eve? The man smiled beneath his mask. Adam? As he spoke, as the light of the stars began to fade. For it is the festival of the night, where children become adults, and adults become children. Let it be known. Another unconventional horror story, I see. It was like, what exactly happened? Who knows? Yup, I guess monsterless horror stories are more popular than you'd think. Not that spooky. I mean, depends on the monster. Monsters can be hella scary. Some creepypastas, man. I listened to a lot of... There was Wi-Fi on the plane once, and I listened to a bunch of creepypastas from Creeps Mixed Pasta. It was awesome. I like watching horror movies on the plane, especially. I rather like the mysterious tone myself. It's very reminiscent of the style of Asian horror stories. Well, yes, it was obviously an Asian horror story. It had the whole mask. That's an Asian thing. Get with it. You guys have a weird sense of what's scary, I'd say, right? I mean, the story isn't necessarily meant to scare you to death. Spirits don't just have to be frightening, you know. Well, it is Halloween. Halloween's actually supposed to be about spirits, not scariness. Aren't things supposed to be scary today? Again, it's more about the spirits, not the scariness. But Halloween is fun too, not just scary. Yeah, we can like take over Christmas, man. Alright, you guys, break it up. But that is a Christmas movie, not a Halloween movie. Let's just all agree to disagree then. Monica smiles gratefully at me, while Natsuki shoots me a disgruntled look. Disgruntled. Anyway, guess it's my turn to tell a story. So this is something that actually happened to a friend of mine. Oh, really? Yes, really. So it happened to Sayuri then? Ha! Got him because I have no friends. I see what you did there. Huh? The story is about me? Is that true, Senkara? What? No, it's not. Let's just get on with the story, shall we? Aw, but I like Natsuki's teasing. Right, anyway. So this friend of mine lived alone in an apartment building. Sayuri never did that. I have no male friends. He lived in the downtown area and loved to partay all night. And one night, he was out as usual. However, when he stumbled back home in the early hours of the morning, he realized that he'd just lost his keys and was locked out of his apartment. So he ended up having to call his landlord, who was pissed at having to wake up in the middle of the night to let him back in. Fair enough. But in the end, he was able to get home safely. So that's all that matters, right? Yes. I can certainly relate to that comforting feeling. Right, but when he got inside, he noticed that his keys were actually on his nightstand. So he didn't lose them after all, then how did he lock the door? They weren't an extra set that his landlord lent him? No. He was able to recognize them by the keychain he attached to it. So that's it? Pretty much, yeah. What's so scary about that? I guess you haven't realized it, huh? I did! What do you mean? The apartment was locked when he got back, right? Yeah, I got that part. But the keys were still in the apartment. So how do you suppose he locked them in? Well, it's quite easy, actually. A lot of locks can be locked from the inside. You just lock it and then shut the door. I mean, it's not that scary, actually. It's pretty normal occurrence. But depends on what type of lock he had. But yeah, a lot of locks that work like that, so it's not like, I mean... Huh? Someone must have gotten into his apartment and placed them inside, then locked the door themselves from the inside. No, he just locked it and left. That's probably more likely, to be honest. And the only set of keys were my friend's and his landlord's, so whoever it was brought his keys back and was still in the apartment when he got home. Dun dun dun! But who was it then? He never found out. Man, if that happened then, you didn't have a lock that you could lock from the inside and leave, then you should be searching the house, call the bloody police, mate. Like, what the hell are you doing? Huh? You're gonna make me permanently paranoid. That was quite an enjoyable story, Senkara. Although it was short, the realization at the end definitely made up for that. I mean, I realized it, but then again, I was also just like, I mean, you can lock doors from the inside and then shut them. Plus, the story calls for real fears of things like squatters, stalkers, and killers. Yeah, that's a little spooky. You ever heard that story of that one chick that hid in a woman's kitchen and just lived there? In the cabinet for, like, years? Ugh. Who knows? Maybe one of us has a squatter living in our own home, hidden away, never to be found. Maybe. I have to listen to me recording. Ha, young. Stop right there. I don't even want to think about it. Okay. That story wasn't half bad. Glad you all liked it. I'll have to admit, this has been pretty fun, guys. Yeah, it really has. I don't get scared very easily, so I'm just like, meh. Sayuri's Scary was the spookiest, I had to say, until Monica was like, it's a serial killer, and then I was just like, oh, I can take that. Should have been a spooky ghost baby, man. That would have been much worse. We should do this sort of stuff more often. Sayuri, Halloween only comes around once a year. Yes, but night always comes. Oh yeah. Yes, but night always comes. If I may make a suggestion. We all turn to look at it. Well, as it's fitting for the mood, would you like to try the Kokuri-san game? No, I would not. Those games probably have demons linked to them. I've heard that game though. Huh? What's that? Oh, that Ouija board thing? Oh, right, it's a Ouija board thing. Oh, no, definitely not. No. Isn't that some urban legend? Ouija boards are no joke. Banned in ancient China for a reason. Only if you believe it is, Natsuki. Ouija board stuff, huh? On one hand, although it's not very hard to scare me, I'm a bit skeptical about ghosts. No, I wouldn't get scared, but like Ouija boards, man. Don't touch a Ouija board. Although I've heard a lot of people that messing around with the dark arts is dangerous business. Oh yes. Don't even try it.